Tennessee here. I'm here with my good buddy and old student of mine, Sam. I'm not going to even try to say your last name. I never could. All you get out of me is avocado. So.
And it sticks. That's the new name, Sam the Avocado.
But so you've had some issues going on through here, and you're still here. So you went flatbed, right?
Yes, I started out flatbed.
And then you got a little health problems, and then you had to go to reefer because of the health problems.
Yeah.
And then your company, and then now your lease.
Yes, sir.
So walk me through what's been going on.
So we're gonna start way in the beginning. And during PSD, I came out here, and I had some issues with confidence, and that really affected me, as in getting my maneuvers, my pre-trip. And then you turned around and you gave me this motivational speak and tell me if I don't have that confidence in myself that I won't make it, but I should have it based on what I've been producing on the pad here. And that really helped me out. And once I passed my test and I got all that nervousness out, that's when everything started going downhill from there. I've had issues where I had to go home, and I had to make a little bit of extra money for the house, and I ended up working 2 jobs. I worked at Apple IT department supervisor from 1 afternoon to 10 at night, and then I would wake up, go to work at Academy as a freight specialist, and I would work there from 4 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon, and just cycle through 5, maybe 6 days a week. On my off time, I would do the Uber Eats, the Instacart, just to make that money to get my house in order while I was up here for this month and a half, almost, I think. I went through TNT with my flatbed trainer, Bobby, real good trainer. He was leased. He was new to the company. He just had came in. He didn't know too much about how Prime worked, but he did his best. When I was out there on the road with him, I had an issue where my father was getting sick, and he was trying to hide it from the family, but I picked up on it, and I went home and got a couple things in order from him, and I came back to Prime. As soon as I come back, I get a message from good old Florida Department of Motor Vehicles, and they wanted to suspend my license the first time because I had got different insurance. I went from State Farm to Allstate, and nobody informed them that I switched insurance, so DMV didn't know. In their eyes, I didn't have it, so I was about 2 days away from getting my CDL suspended while I was on TNT, about 20,000 miles in, and had to make a side trip to Florida, get all these documents. It took about 3-4 days fighting with the insurance and fighting with the DMV and vice versa. Finally got everything situated, went back out on TNT. My wife had an issue. It's a little personal, but she went in for surgery, so I had to come back and make sure she was okay. And I took a few months off yet again. While I was visiting her, making sure she was fine, I was keeping the house in order. Found 3 more jobs out there just to make sure that she has enough money for me when I leave, because I knew she couldn't work. Got back onto TNT. I finished that, and kind of hard to say it right now, but that's when I found out that my father had passed. The moment I told him that I became a truck driver, he had passed. And the last thing he told me was that he was proud of me and he was glad that I finally, did something with myself.
Well, sorry to hear about that, man. It's rough. I lost my daughter in February, and I know what it's like losing a parent too. I lost my dad back in 2008, and I know it's hard.
It's rough, yeah. Even though the time goes by, it hurts a lot. And I'm doing this for me, and I'm also doing this for him. We discussed this for years about me coming to Prime, and I was hard-headed. And I'm still hard-headed, and I didn't listen to him when I wish I would have, and would have done this a lot sooner. But I believe that the timing was right, and I say that because I've met a lot of great people here. definitely met a great trainer, a great friend in the long run. Every time I come out here, the first thing I do is I come visit you. That's the first thing I do. I come look for you, and I couldn't wish for anything better here.
So, on that being said, you got any good advice for new trainer or new students coming in fresh out the gate, coming in to do their orientation, and then they finally get them into the plaza here to do learn their pre-trip, get their trainer, and kind of stuff like that?
Absolutely. My best advice is to come here with an open mind. You know, be receptive to the feedback that you're going to get. Be receptive to the criticism. It's not to belittle you or be malicious. The type of feedback and criticism that you're going to get is to make you a better person, to make you a safer driver. Just be receptive to it, understand why you got it, and learn from your mistakes. When it comes to pre-trip is 100% on you. Well, I'll say 90. If you have questions, of course, we're going to answer it, but 90% of that pre-trip is on you. And the level of pre-trip that you got down packed shows your trainer how much effort that you've put in. If you put 110% in, you're going to get 130 from your trainer, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
You know, with Tennessee here, he gave me the flatbed pre-trip sheets, and I say in about 4 days I got that down packed, and I was able to run through this like as if I was doing it for years. He gave me some feedback, some criticism. A couple of times he asked me for my autograph for Snoop Dogg in the wheel. You know, like drop it like it's hot. That was me out here, and the first time, you know, I was like, what do you mean? Then I got it in the hole, and the next time, he had taught me alley dock, and I wasn't confident at all in my alley docks, but for some reason you had all the confidence in the world in me, and you had me into that alley dock competition.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. If I just turned that wheel a little bit more to the left, I would have had that. But that just goes to show 2 hours, and I think what arguably people will say one of the hardest maneuvers.
I feel they're all the easiest. It's all on how you make it yourself. I mean,
true. I agree with that. I'll agree. But still, 2 hours. That's all it took for me to understand it. And yeah, there was a lot of, you know, what are you doing? There was a lot of those, or do you understand what's gonna happen with the trailer? The last time that I did that alley dock maneuver, it's winter time out here. I had my hoodie, I had my coat, I had the little neck guarder, I had my beanie on. And this one over here, Tennessee, he gave me so much feedback that day that I started because I was so frustrated. There goes the hat. I was almost in just a undershirt. But at that moment, I was so frustrated. I said, oh, you know what? I'm not playing with him no more. I got it right in the hole, no problem. So, you know, just dedication. Definitely dedication.
So, what's the process as soon as you get off of my truck, and then you go on to your TNT trainer's truck? Because sometimes you might have a PSD trainer and then a TNT trainer. Just like me, I'm only PSD only. Twisted Big D is PSD only. So we don't do TNTs. So what's the process you went through, and to help them along with transitioning from one trainer to the next?
Okay, so the process is pretty straightforward. You'll come in here, you'll do your paperwork. Once you get your CDL, you're going to get a call from your fleet manager. He's going to ask you if you want to do any home time first, or if you're ready to go right off the gate. Me, I took about 3 days home time just to get a couple of things from the house, and I was ready to go. It took about 2 weeks at that time to get a TNT trainer because we were backed up. And I got a call from my fleet manager. Excuse me. I got a call from my fleet manager saying, hey, am I ready to go? Just at so-and-so time, I got somebody for you. His name is Bobby. He's been doing this for this long. Yeah, I'm ready to go. 5 minutes later, I get a call from the TNT trainer himself. He introduces himself. He sets the expectations. He sets the rules. He asks me if I have any questions, anything that I expect from him. What do I really want to focus on while I'm learning out there, as well as, you know, if I'm going company or lease. Normally they ask that question first, because if you're going company, they're not going to waste the time teaching you the lease. It
Right.
just saves a lot of time. At that moment, I decided to go company. I was new. I was greener than green out here. So I felt safer to go company, to learn the freight lines, to learn the job in general, just in general. And from there, we set up a place to meet up, which happened to be at Walmart. And I got aboard. We sat for about 15-20 minutes, and we had the same discussion we had on day one with the expectations, all the rules. And we actually we hit it off, and we took off from there and just ran nonstop.
So now that you're back, you just signed your first lease,
Yes.
and then you're supposed to leave out tomorrow on your first load with
Leaving out
this
tomorrow.
truck.
Yes, sir. Leaving out with a good OP.
So how's the process between going company and then going lease?
So for going company, going lease, it's fairly easy. I didn't know it was that easy. All I had to do was make a phone call, or even on the Qualcomms, which is our systems that we have in the truck for navigation, your hours of service, etc., etc. Think of it as a smartphone for your truck. That's the best way I can put it.
Oh yeah.
And I sent the message out. I got a message back from my fleet manager. Said, yeah, no problem. When do you want me to route you in? Set you up for the classes. Really? That's it? I was expecting a lot more out of it. But definitely, I just came in. They routed me into Springfield, and I started my classes. It took 2 days. Nothing too serious. Of course, if you're flatbed or tanker, you're going to have a securement class for flatbed, and you're going to have I forget what it's called for tanker, but you'll have another class for them. And that's it. It's fairly easy. It's upfront. You don't have to fight. You don't have to moan. And same thing if you're going lease to company. If I ever decide I want to go back to company, all I got to do is just send that message again, and I shift right back over.
So are you going to ever come over to TNT Trainer?
Yes. Since I switched over to lease, I have to wait an extra 30 days.
Okay.
To make sure that my company is profitable, and they get a couple of diagnostics on how I run the truck.
So you're maintaining that 8-point average for,
and the idle speed,
and then also your safety record, because there's a lot of stuff to become a trainer. You have to make sure you maintain. You got to maintain your fuel miles, which is an 8 or above. You also have to maintain your safety record, and make sure you're on time to all your appointments.
Yes.
And as long as you set all that up, you can be asked to become a trainer. Usually, the TNT now, by the federal regulations of, I can't remember the name of the actual guidelines, but as of February 7th, you have to have 2 years of experience with a CDL to become a PSD trainer, and with Prime itself, to do 6 months or more to become a TNT trainer.
Correct.
So, other than that, you got anything else to add to this?
What I have to add is, don't let the world or your troubles stop you from doing what you want to do. If this is your dream, go for it. Do not let those obstacles stop you. They're put there for a reason, to test your strength. And if you can overcome those obstacles, you'll come out a better person. It's all about dedication. It's all about overcoming any and everything that can possibly be thrown your way. And still to this day, there's a lot of things that I still have to overcome. But I never gave up, and I have a support system. Of course, my wife, she never gave up on me, and she's mainly the one who gave me the support and the motivation to keep going at this. So I'm not gonna lie, there was about 2 or 3 times, man, where I just wanted to just say I'm done. I couldn't do it, but she helped me through it. So I appreciate her, love her to death. But definitely, that's what I gotta say. Put your work in, stay dedicated always, and once again, be receptive.
So basically, if you put your heart into it, you'll be there.
Absolutely.
And also, behind every good man is a good old lady.
Yes, sir. It definitely is. Especially with her, I have a saying with her where I tell her, I love her until death knows no way. And what I'm referring to is, I love her to the moment where death doesn't know how to separate us.
Mm-hmm.
And, she definitely appreciates that. That's just my way of showing appreciation to her.
Well, Sam, I appreciate it, man.
All right, I definitely appreciate you.
So I know I'll be seeing you a lot when you come back through and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. And when you finally become a trainer, you can come down and chit chat between students and stuff. So, but other than that, hope you guys have a good one on this one, and we'll see you on the next one.
Definitely see y'all on the next one. Stay safe out there.
Later.
Hey everybody, hit that like button, borrow my leg to smash that ding dong bell. Oh, and if you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe too.